This is Personality with Florence Abraham, showing on the station, same time, same day.
Welcome, viewers out there. This is Personality with Florence Abraham. Today, in this episode, we'll be talking about character. What is character? Character is your image. Character spells out the way you do your things, the way you talk, the way you behave. Character is habits you have formed over time, and it has become your lifestyle, your way of doing things. A lot of people stick to the character they have formed from childhood. If it's good enough, beautiful. But if you realize that as you're growing up, you had not formed good habits, certainly you do have to look at your character, because that is you. It talks about who you are. It is what draws people to you. It is what keeps people with you. It is what drives people away from you. Character creates room for your opportunities. These are things you believe in and you have practiced over time, and it has become your way of life or your identity. There are things you believe in. And so looking at your character, the question I will ask you is a question they asked David. Who is your father? Who are you? Where are you coming from? Who do you represent? What is the life that people are seeing out of you? In building your personality, definitely you have to do something about your character. How do you react to issues? A lot of times people think that people are pushing me to behave like this. The society is pushing me to react like this. The people with me, they are doing this to me or that. A lot of times people think that they cannot help some circumstances. You are being pushed to do what you are doing. So a lot of times people would say situations are pushing you to do one or two things the way you are doing it. That's not the way it should be. You should not allow situations to push you or to define you. You are to define yourself by the actions you take, by the things you do, and the things you say. And it doesn't just happen overnight. It's a lifestyle you cultivate. You could learn from others, and you could learn from your circumstances. You could read from books, and you could read from the Bible. Who are you is very key in building your personality. Who do you want to be? You are the whole determinant and the sole architect of your character. You can't keep blaming anybody. You can't keep blaming where you grew up. I want to give you an instance. Many years ago, I was opportune to be with a lady, a mature lady, who would love to settle down in marriage. And we prayed. It was really tough for her. But after the prayer, God gave her a life partner. And during the courtship period, one of those days, this lady was quarreling with her mother and her brother. The quarrel was tough. Could you believe that the young man came in and happily began to settle them? Oh, it's okay, it's okay. But I tell you, in the next 30 minutes, the guy continued to persuade the fiancé, persuade the brother, persuade them, and everyone was not ready. Even if others were not. What about the fiancé? She was the one that gave me the life story. And she just came and said, oh, Florence, I blew it. I said, what did you do? Say, I quarreled and quarreled. I was not willing to listen to the guy. She couldn't even recognize her fiancé. And she made a remark that this is the way she grew up. But is that supposed to define her forever? If you grew up in an environment where people quarrel all the time and you grew up to know that is wrong, you have to reframe your life. Building your personality is your responsibility, and your character forms a basic part of your personality. How do you talk? How do you react? And what do you do? What are the actions you take? And you can't just overly in one moment become perfect. And so it's a journey. Are you out there in the market and everyone quarrels with their customers? You need to be different. People need to come to your shop and be happy to come again. I would love to buy there because you are always smiling. And even when things are tough, people can't pay the way they ought to pay, you have a way to make them cool down and pay what they have and still happily go home. It's all about you. Are you the type that just believes that whatever people do to you, you do it back to them? And so you live your life being controlled by actions and reactions of people. Time has come for you to begin to work on your character, the habits you have formed over time, the ideologies that you have built your life on. You have to fine-tune them to give you the kind of personality that you really desire. That is it. It's about you. It's about your image. And you're your image builder. You are your image builder. You don't have to, throw your image overboard and look down on yourself and say, I'm a nobody. You are somebody, and you are very important to your destiny and to your future and to the society. And are you a mother? You need to model the character of your children. Sometimes parents will be fed up and say, I'm tired, I've done a lot of talking on this child. And I will tell you, you never give up. You keep insisting, you keep working. Sometimes nature denies you good character. Would you now depend on that? And nature is all about upbringing, it's all about the things you have done over time and the environment you have found yourself. But I will encourage you that you have to work at it. As a parent, work at the character of your children and point it to them. Let's be pragmatic about it. Let's be intentional about it. You don't just wake up and have everything the way you want it. You have to do something about your character. Let's look at the life of Rachel. Rachel must have been used to picking things and hiding, even as she was growing up in the home. Now it's time to go with her husband. What a beautiful outing. We are going out of our father's house, out of slavery, to go and explore our world. Could you imagine that Rachel was so curious that she had to pick the idols of the father and hide it in the property? She must have been doing that. And that's a spirit of stealing. That is a spirit of covetousness. And even though her husband was not an idol worshiper, she still wanted to continue worshiping idols. And so it's all about choices. She could have separated herself from the idols and begin to follow the husband. But because she had this habit of let me pick something, she did it. And so habits are easy to form, we say, but hard to break. But I encourage you, if you keep at it, you can always modify your character to suit who you are and where you're heading to. It's all about your choice. And I want to believe you will begin from today to do something about your character. Please send me your comments on this. If you're having challenges dealing with some aspects of your character, please feel free to chat me up on this. Thank you for watching, and see you again on this channel. Please share, subscribe, and like, and never forget to tune in to Personality with Florence Abraham. See you later.
Thank you for watching Personality with Florence Abraham. Please like, share, and comment. Follow us on all our social handles. To partner with us, please call the numbers on the screen.